Welcome to Thursday morning ramble, and it's bonfire day. Yes, not in France, but over in the UK. So happy bonfire day, everybody! Guy Fawkes night, and let's just have a quick look where we are. Now, I have got Jean-Marc in the vineyard over there, so we'll just locate ourselves. So I'm actually in the Fourtalaise. If you've got your tea towels out, mine's hanging nicely off an old vine here. We're in the Fourtalaise vineyard, just here. Here we go, Fourtalaise. So Fourtalaise, we visited this a couple of times during the growing season. It was actually the one that was really flooded earlier in the spring. It's 70 years old, so 70-year-old vines, and it's a bit of a mixture. It is mainly grenache, but there's also some carignan. So just before we have a walk round, I'll just locate you which way I'm facing, because opposite me I have the Toche Mountain, so a little bit different. I'm on the other side of the valley this morning, so that's the Toche Mountain up there. Hi, Uncle David in Yatton. So that's the Toche Mountain, rises to 900 metres. I then come round and we've got these lovely gorges that go to the little village of Padern and then on to Maury. If I pan round, it's so cloudy you can't see the Canigou today, unfortunately. Just the little village of Paziol, and then just beyond Paziol is the Roussillon. Pan round, and it's good morning, Diane. Hi, Diane. Oh, hi, Mum. Hi, Mum and Dad. And so Diane's like, it's very chilly this morning. It's about 8 degrees down here, so a bit nippy. And there you can just see the Chateau d'Aguilar, and behind that we have the beaches of the Mediterranean. So Le Cat, La Franquie, La Palme in that direction, and then just turn around slightly and we have Narbonne over here. Look at these lovely vineyards. What's the weather like with you? I've heard it's foggy. Julie, it's foggy with you. Beth, I know it's foggy with you. Thick fog. Oh dear. Oh dear. Not something we get a lot of down here. And then just panning around, you can just see the first houses of Tuchon, and in the background you've got the Puy de la Gardie and Carcassonne direction over here. So let's start rambling, because I know Jean-Marc is waiting for me. Oh no, he's not, he's on the phone. So we've got time now to have a look. So as we walk through the Fourtalaise, remember I will be asking you a question on the vineyard later on to win a sachet of dried herbs. So Debbie was the first person on this morning. She's already won her dried herbs. But let's take a quick look here. I love this time of year because it's so obvious what the grape varieties are. This is a lovely red colour, and then the one next to it is a green, pale green, yellowy colour. So this is grenache, and next to it we have some carignan. So grenache, mainly grenache in this vineyard. You can see lots of yellow leaves here, but then if I move forward you can see there's a little patch of carignan, and it's actually lost most of its leaves here. So we see this is the carignan. So we'll catch up with Jean-Marc, who's here on the telephone. Wild boar, obviously, I've been here. And hello, Jean-Marc. I'll take the mic out so I can hear you. How are you?
Well, thank you.
Good to see you. Mm-hmm. So have you just been looking at my vines in the Fourtalaise? Yeah. Did you see anything interesting?
No, you can see the different variety.
Yeah.
When there are no leaves, it's carignan.
Okay, so the carignan leaves drop off first,
yes.
Do they? Okay, so carignan leaves dropped off.
When it's like this, green and yellow, it's grenache.
I got that right then. So the green and yellow is the grenache here.
And when it's medium, it's more yardonnais.
Oh, and when it's medium, this I didn't know. When it's medium, it's more the hairy grenache.
Red and,
Oh, okay, so that's the hairy. Ça, c'est le yardonnais. Are there any? I think the hairs come off, don't they? Ils s'en vont, les poils.
Ouais, mais il y en a...
So No, we can add what? So we've.
Ah, c'est moins évident, mais.
Des fois, il y a des traces des poils, mais.
Ça, on voit, ouais, mais là, bon, les feuilles, on voit. Là.
So there you can see little hairs. So we've extended our knowledge on the colour of leaves, or I have. So I just recap. If you've got yellowy green, it's grenache. Like.
Ça c'était un blanc, parce qu'il n'y a pas de rouge sur les feuilles, certainement.
So this is grenache.
Là, quand il y a du rouge comme ça, c'était du cépage rouge. Là. Et les grenaches, c'est du...
Non, mais c'est du lardonneur ou...
Ça, c'est du lardonneur.
Ouais.
Ça, c'est du grenache.
Voilà. So something I've learnt just now, je vais juste expliquer, c'est que what I've just learnt is that on the hairy grenache, the leaves are actually have a little bit of red in them. So whereas we've got the grenache next door, so pure grenache, there's no red on those leaves, that's grenache. And then when it's a bit green and yellow, but with red tinges on it, then that's the hairy grenache. Super. And this is the carignan. Ta-da!
All this.
So, they're so pretty though. So I'm making the most of coming out to showing you the leaves, because in the next couple of weeks, all these leaves are going to be falling off. Look how beautiful. Oh, just look at these. Oh. Yeah, if you hit it really hard, they fall off. And look just how beautiful the colours of the carignan. So this is carignan. So we've seen... Ça, c'est carignan. Seen carignan, grenache and the lardonneur. But what we're going to go and have a look at today is actually, we were just walking through the Fourtalaise, my little vineyard here, the Fourtalaise, which we've got on your tea towels, our 70-year-old vines. As you can see, a bit of a mixture, but mainly grenache. There is some grenache blanc, grenache gris and grenache noir. Tu peux savoir la différence là entre grenache gris, grenache blanc, grenache noir?
Pas facile.
No. So you can't, it's impossible to tell, apart from if they've got little berries still left on them, the difference between the grenache noir, the grenache gris and the grenache blanc.
Là tu peux voir la différence de couleur du sarment.
Yeah, and another check to know which grape variety it is, look at the colour of the stalks. So grenache is sort of a pale brown.
Et le carignan qui est juste à côté,
and the carignan
c'est beaucoup plus rouge.
Is a lot redder. So sort of a browny red colour. Browny red. There we go. But what we're going to go and see now is this big digger over here, because if you were with me last week, Jean-Marc was preparing a bit of land up on the hill to plant probably some syrah on it, and then he's got this other little plot of land that's light fallow. Ça fait combien de temps qu'il n'y a pas de vigne que tu as arraché?
Ça fait environ 15 ans.
So for 15 years, this vineyard here, just over the road, hasn't been planted. So this year he's decided that he's actually going to get it ready for planting. Et tu vas planter quoi? Tu le sais ce que tu vas planter?
Là, du grenache.
Ah, so we know what we're putting here. Putting some noir?
Ouais.
Some red grenache.
Parce que je veux remplacer une vigne qui est en mauvais état par une nouvelle vigne.
Okay, because Jean-Marc wants to replace a vineyard he has that's not in a good, it's not in a good state. It's not producing that much. It's a bit tired, and he wants to rip that up and replace it with a vineyard that he'll plant here. And the idea of doing this is he can carry on harvesting from the other vineyard for the next couple of years while this vineyard comes into production, because you can't pick. C'est 4 ans que il faut attendre 4 ans.
À peu près, ouais.
So you have to wait for 4 years. Tu peux expliquer un peu ce qui a été fait?
On a tondu, on va dire, la végétation qui était dessus.
So we started by mowing the grass that was here.
Et là maintenant, avec le bulle, on passe les dents dans le ripper.
And now with the ripper machine, some of you may have seen it yesterday, I did a very quick video yesterday, but the ripper machine is still here in the same vineyard. So you can see he's got there 1 metre deep teeth on the back. 1 mètre.
1 mètre, hein. C'est pour éclater la terre à l'intérieur sans la tourner.
And so
on ne chamboule pas le sol n'est pas tourné, il reste sur place.
So it's really just to break up the soil. So here it's breaking up the soil. It's not churning it over, it's just breaking it up. This soil hasn't been touched for 15 years, so it really needs aerating and breaking up and making it easier. Comme ça, c'est plus facile à planter. faut, si c'est un peu cassé.
Mais je ne veux pas, parce que souvent la partie la plus fertile est sur le dessus. Je ne veux pas l'enfouir, je veux la garder dessus. Et ensuite, on éclate la terre pour que les racines puissent s'installer plus facilement.
So the roots will be able to get in there much more easily. And perhaps we can go and say it's not going to be easy to walk on here, mais je voulais aller voir les cailloux.
Il y en a déjà qui sont là-dessous.
So we've already, what's quite amazing here is you look here and it looks like quite sandy soil. So we are in the valley bottom. C'est assez sable en fait. C'est du sable.
Là c'est plus, ouais, c'est un sol plus...
But every so often, so I haven't got the right shoes on to be doing this.
Là, hier il a travaillé dans un sens et aujourd'hui il a travaillé dans l'autre pour que tout soit bien.
Okay, so yesterday he was going one way up and down the vineyard and now he's crisscrossed it and he's going the other way. So we've really got, if anybody's into archaeology or a metal detector, this would be fantastic. Land to come in now. Actually, Dad, I've still got your metal detector. Perhaps I'll nip out later on and see if we can find any Roman treasures like on the arches. And I'm using Jean-Marc who's got longer legs. Attends-moi. So not easy to walk on. But it has taken, this is the second day that the tractor has been out on here. So, it smells lovely. It smells just like really fresh earth. Oh, this is a bit different. You can see, So there you get the sight of one stone down here. So actually underneath this topsoil, this is what I wanted to show you. Jean-Marc's found. C'est un vestige, c'est une pomme de terre.
C'est du grès. Là, ce ne sont pas les mêmes types de sols argilo-calcaires. Là, c'est un plateau un peu gréseux.
Okay, so different type of soil. It's grey in French. If anybody knows what grey is, it'd be great to know. So that a different type of stone there. And this, like every so often, that machine has churned up these. Tu peux peut-être mettre ta main pour montrer, so we just get some idea of size there. So there's Jean-Marc, and here, and there's even bigger ones. Oh wow, over there. And as Karen said yesterday, now we can do lots of different tastings on different rocks because these are massive. But I don't think I'm going to be able to convince Jean-Marc to save them all. On peut les garder pour faire les dégustations dessus? No, that was a definite no.
Hier, j'ai fait un banc.
T'as fait un banc?
Avec une pierre.
Oh, super. Là-haut? Oh, Jean-Marc's made a bench. We'll have to go and see that. In the other vineyard that he's clearing, he's made a bench. So this is quite a big stone. Donc, comment on va faire pour les enlever? So how are we going to get rid?
Celui-là, il faut que le bulle me le pousse parce que moi, avec la pelle, je n'arriverai pas à le soulever.
So for this one, we're going to have to get the bulldozer in to be able to lift it out of the vineyard because Jean-Marc wouldn't be able to do that with his little digger that he's got. So lots of preparation work going on here to be able to plant in December. So he will start thinking of planting in December, and the lovely little hut. It's a lovely little hut. Unfortunately, it's not on our land, that little hut there. So if anybody's got any questions, I had a question for you actually this morning. I've been asked by a journalist about organic farming, so a bit random, but it's a journalist doing an article on organic farming, and they asked if consumers would still be happy to pay the premium to have organic wines. So whereas we can talk about why we do it and that we really believe in the system, it'd be really interesting to know if you can just say, yes, I would pay more, or because of the current situation with organic farming, it's not the top criteria now when I select a wine. Just be really interested just to get your feedback on that. But in the meantime, let's have a quick look at the questions. So Julia already said yes, she would pay more for it. So one from Rob, c'est Rob à Abergavenny qui a ses vignes, c'est White Castle. Est-ce que tu vas planter à la main ou avec une machine?
Ici, on va planter avec une machine.
So with a machine here,
Yeah.
okay.
And the other part by hand.
And the other bit that we saw the other day, he's going to plant it by hand. And we did get lots of questions afterwards about why are you ripping it up? Why are you extending? We're not actually extending our vineyards, we're replacing older vineyards. So we don't want to get any bigger, either myself, Domaine Jones, or Domaine Jean-Marc Astruc, Jean-Marc's domain. We just want to make sure we've got the best vineyards and the best sites in there. One from Jamie, who asks pourquoi certains vignerons ils brûlent ou ils brûlent les vignes.
Ouais. Les vignes.
Ouais.
Il y a différentes méthodes, mais moi j'ai choisi de broyer parce qu'on garde de la matière organique.
Okay, so he could have burnt them. It's just to get rid of them, but Jean-Marc preferred to churn them up to keep the organic matter in the soil.
Ici, globalement, on manque de matière organique.
Yeah, because we're really infertile soils with not much organic matter in there.
Quand on n'a pas de maladie sur les bois.
And if the vines are healthy, then there's absolutely no reason why you can't.
On peut dire, les feuilles, les sarments contribuent à la matière organique du sol.
Yeah.
Ce n'est pas le seul, on en rajoute, mais ça contribue.
So it can help. As long as the vines are healthy, then that can help enrichen the soil a little bit with the vines. We'd still need to add in some fertilizer, organic fertilizer, but they do help. And another one from James again is où est-ce que tu vas chercher tes vignes, tes plants?
Les plants, c'est un petit pépiniériste qui fait lui-même ses plants. Il est dans le Vaucluse.
So in the Vaucluse, so that's about 3 hours away?
Maximum.
Yeah, about 2.5, 3 hours away. There's a little nursery there that Jean-Marc works with, so he's going to source the Grenache Noir vines from there. So Lady Karen as well, you asked about the machine. And Nikki's thirsty already. And Nikki veut savoir quand est-ce que sera le premier millésime.
On est là 2021, 22, 23, 24.
So 2023 or 24, Nikki. There you go, but we'll keep you posted. You'll be able to follow it all the way through. And let's have a look at the question. One from Lisa who says est-ce que les plantations ça craint la neige ou le gel? No. So do the plantings, the new ones, a bit sensitive?
No,
if you
have a
not.
very big frost maybe, but you need a very big frost, and here in the region it's better when you plant, if you can have rain, and if you plant earlier it's sometime better.
Okay,
so depends on the year, but no, the frost. No.
He's not that worried about it, mainly because we don't have big frost down here, so he's not too worried about that. And it's good if there's a bit of rain, because we'll water them just once and then they're on their own. And a final one from Debbie is est-ce que tu vas rajouter du engrais avant de maintenant tu vas travailler un peu plus la terre ou...
Oui, on va travailler la terre, mais je ne vais pas rajouter de...
No, he's not going to add any more fertilizer before he plants. He's going to work the soil. Tu vas faire quoi? Le labourer?
Oui, on va labourer, on va sortir les cailloux.
So basically he needs to be able to plough this soil. So we need to get all of these big stones out so that he can plough in straight lines and not have to go. Yeah, there's quite a few that have been churned up. Okay. Merci, je pense. I just double check. I think that's it. So just before I leave you, I have remembered the competition. So the first person to put on the screen how old the vines are in my Fourtalaise vineyard. So if somebody could first person, how old are the vines in the Fourtalaise vineyard? The Fourtalaise vineyard is that first vineyard that we visited. It's just over the road from this one. No, not 5 years old. That's 70. Yes, Eva, congratulations. You were the first one. They are 70 years old. Karen got it right. Vivian, Janine, Pesto Pisto. Congratulations. But it was Eva over in Sweden. So some dried herbs on their way to you. So thanks very much for joining me. It's been lovely to show you this. It doesn't happen that often that we actually see the tractor and ploughing up the field before we plant. This has been left fallow for 15 years. And I wish you all a happy bonfire night in the UK. And next time we're going to come back, and I'm going to on Tuesday. So I'm back on Tuesday, and we're going to look again at the history of winemaking down here while I ramble through the vineyards, and also talk a bit more about the distillery, because I made a little bit of a mistake on proof and alcohol. So I'm going to be explaining all that on Tuesday. So a bit more history of the area. And also I'm going to have a special guest quite soon on one of my rambles, so I'll keep you posted about that. So thanks for joining. So from Jean-Marc,
Bye.
bye from me.